Alright, I hope this thing is working. I dug out my GoPro today. I have it on my head, so I don't know if it's going to look right or whatever. If not, I'll just redo some shit later. Happy New Year to everybody. Alright. What we're going to try to do today is I have the billet pretty much forged out as big as I want it. The pattern of the knife it's going to be. I want to try to stretch it just a little bit more. It gives me some more room to work with width-wise. Makes it a lot easier. So we got the forge going. We'll throw this in the forge. Another beautiful day down here in Louisiana. But it's going to get pretty nasty tomorrow. Highs I think is only going to be in the 40s or 50s or something. Monday it's supposed to be super cold. So we got the press ready. We'll go over here, get a little bit of nose stick to basically just weld splatter paste, but keep some of the stuff from sticking to the dies. So the first thing we're going to do is once it gets hot enough, and it shouldn't take too long to get hot enough because the steel is relatively thin, a lot thinner than it used to be, a lot longer than it used to be. As a very close friend pointed out to me today, the reason men like blacksmithing and forging is the only place they could make 8 inches into 12 and get away with it and not be lying. So I guess he's right. We're gonna let this heat up. You can see the way the heat's working. The forge is a 2-burner forge. Maybe by the end of this season, I'll rebuild and make a 3-burner. I want a 3-burner just so I can do some longer stuff. I want to try to make a couple swords this summer. See how that would work out. I'm really hoping this is recording halfway decent for y'all. So, you know what I forgot? The fan. You can see it's another beautiful day. Get the fan going here. Alright, we're just about up to the heat we wanted. I really don't have to use a fullering die. I think I should be able to get it just with the flattening dies. I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit. Of course, one thing about blacksmithing is you go through some gloves. Believe it or not, these are the best gloves I found. They're real tree barbecue grill gloves. They work real good, non-skid. They singe when you get a little close, but they don't burn up like the leather ones do. Now let's try to stretch this out just a little bit. We're gonna go a little bit of side to side, and that's gonna give me a spread on both sides. This isn't a very wide die on it. I'm going to do that a couple times. You see how nice it's flaring out? You can also see some of the pattern coming out right here. But we still got a lot of hammer marks I want to get out of this. The more hammer marks you have in it, the longer it's going to take to clean up. We're going to heat it up. I'm going to hit it with the hammer off the anvil. Try to straighten it up a little bit. Another pun I'm sure you hear about is always easier to work with a straight billet than a bent billet. That one's for you, Brian. waiting game. Definitely a loud game. You can hear that air compressor come on every time you use this. It's gonna build back up pressure. Usually by the time the compressor shuts off, this is hot enough. But we're gonna hit it with the hammer now. As you can see where there's a bend in it, we're just gonna straighten that out. Not going to worry about that big gap. It's probably going to be the handle side, and then this up here will be the blade side. Let it heat up again. Once you get up to that initial heat, it doesn't take long for it to get hot every time after that, because you're already up there. Again, it's a lot thinner than when I originally started. It should be 48 layers. I don't think I'm going to fold it any more than that. I'm going to keep it at 48 and just see how she comes out. The fun thing about working with metal is you never know what you're going to get until you get it. It's not necessarily true. Some of the pros, all the pros and all the expert knife makers, they can actually make a pattern they want. I'm nowhere near that. I call mine Cracker Jack Damascus. It means it's just like a box of Cracker Jack. You don't know what you're gonna get till you get it. As you can see, it heats up pretty darn quick. So hit it in the press again. And that might not look like much, but it's putting 12 tons on that metal. One thing today, there's a breeze, which means the metal's gonna cool off a lot quicker. So seeing I'm just doing a flattening process, I'm not really doing any kind of forging. This is more or less, I call it finishing flattening. So it's not like you're cold working a steel. You never want to cold work your steel when you're forging it. You'll have all kinds of delaminations, cold shocks, all kinds of, you'll end up throwing it away. So we're gonna put this through the forge 1 or 2 more times. Put it through the press. And I'll show you when I take it out this time. I'll get the wire brush. You go through a lot of these suckers too, because they usually catch fire. Get a wire brush, and you can see here getting it flat, and here it's still got a lot of hammer marks. We want to get as many of them hammer marks out as we can. So I'm going to let that get good and hot, and we'll work those marks out. The more of those marks you get out now, prior to your forming your blade,